At Sakho Properties, every opportunity is a serious matter. Your goals are our mission. Whatever your project, we'll guide you every step of the way. From the first idea to the final signature, we're with you. Investing with confidence means choosing experts who understand you, who see your vision and make it a reality. Because a roof is more than just a good, it's a future. It's the foundation of your dreams. The place where life happens. For you, the exceptional is not an option. It's a standard. We offer nothing less. Here, success isn't just measured by transactions, but by lasting relationships and your satisfaction.
Welcome home. With Sakho Properties, don't dream anymore, live it.
So last night, all the top journalists were
Thank you, Crystal and Mary, for joining. We will just be beginning in about 5 minutes.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Асма, я представляю компанию Sakho Properties. Я помогу вам правильно.
At Sakho Properties, we specialize in helping you make smart, informed decisions about real estate investment. And our experts are here to support you in every step of your investment journey. Unlock the potential of real estate. Elevate your game. At Sakho Properties.
Football meets luxury. Dubai Real Estate Insider? What happens when French football stars step into the world of Dubai's luxury real estate? Sakho Properties brings them to the table to discuss top investment opportunities. Don't miss their expert takes. Kickoff. Football legends discuss Dubai real estate. French football stars gather at Sakho Properties office to delve into Dubai's luxury property market. Get exclusive insights from the pros. Kickoff. Football legends discuss Dubai.
Yes, this information will be able to assist US-based investors as well. So feel free to ask your questions as is. Crystal, no problem. So feel free to ask any questions you have regarding this as well. This information will be useful for you as well. Thank you. And yes, please feel free to share this with people within your audience as well, right? Who may be interested in joining, right? We're very glad to be having really an esteemed panel here today. We have Antonina, who's representing Sakho Properties. I've just been showing that here. We're happy we are partnering with them as well to assist you with your real estate needs, right, in Dubai, right? And so she'll give you an overview of the really the Dubai property sector as well, in-depth analysis on that. We also have Virtuzone as well, who will be giving us insights as well with respect to the golden visa and setting up as well a company in Dubai as well for tax purposes, etc. as well, right? And then we have Mortgage Finder as well, who will be joining us as well to give us insights on with respect to the mortgage aspects as well, right? Then anyone will be able to get a mortgage in Dubai, right? And Mortgage Finder is really the best partner to work with on this, right? So thank you all for those that have joined us here right now. Thank you very much. Feel free to share this out with your friends, your family, people who may be interested in learning a lot more about this. Please feel free to share it. We'll begin in about 5 minutes or so. Thank you very much.
At Sakho Properties, every opportunity is a serious matter. Your goals are our mission. Whatever your project, we'll guide you every step of the way. From the first idea to the final signature, we're with you. Investing with confidence means choosing experts who understand you, who see your vision and make it a reality. Because a roof is more than just a good, it's a future. It's the foundation of your dreams. The place where life happens. For you, the exceptional is not an option. It's a standard. We offer nothing less. Here, success isn't just measured by transactions, but by lasting relationships and your satisfaction.
Welcome home. With Sakho Properties, don't dream anymore, live it.
Yeah, that was a very nice clip with Sakho Properties, our partners on this in Dubai. Thank you very much for those that have joined us here today. You've joined right on time. We're just going to give about 5 minutes for others to also join as well. Please feel free to ping any questions in the chat if you have any questions at all. We are joined here today by Owen Ehlers from Virtuzone, who's going to give us an overview of the Golden Visa program, right? He's a corporate services specialist at Virtuzone, which is the #1 partner for really looking to understand and set up yourself in Dubai and understand navigating those aspects with respect to visas, etc. We'll also get an overview of the UAE mainland free zone and offshore setups and estate planning within the corporate structuring sphere by Danie Keizer as well, who's a company formation specialist at Virtuzone as well. That'll be very, very interesting for those who want to better understand really at the estate planning aspect as well, for you, for your kids, etc. as well. And then we'll have a presentation on Dubai real estate options by Antonina Trokhymenko, who's the head of business development and sales at Sakho Properties, which we just showcased here as well. She'll give us a great overview, really of what's out there, right? And so please I'm sure you have a lot of questions for her to share with her. And then we'll have a presentation on the mortgage options and processes, right? By Sam Amidi, who's the sales director at Mortgage Finder, who will give us that overview of that as well. And with Dubai, there are many different options for getting a a visa, sorry, a mortgage in Dubai. And then from there, we'll have questions and answers from there, right? But feel free to ping the questions if there's time, even in between these presentations. We'll look to to answer some of those as well. So let's give a few minutes for other people to join. I know some other people are trickling in now, right? So let's give them a few minutes to join, and then we'll get started in about a few minutes. Thank you very much.
At Sakho Properties, every opportunity is a serious matter. Your goals are our mission. Whatever your project, we'll guide you every step of the way. From the first idea to the final signature, we're with you. Investing with confidence means choosing experts who understand you, who see your vision and make it a reality. Because a roof is more than just a good, it's a future. It's the foundation of your dreams. The place where life happens. For you, the exceptional is not an option. It's a standard. We offer nothing less. Here, success isn't just measured by transactions, but by lasting relationships and your satisfaction.
Welcome home. With Sakho Properties, don't dream anymore, live it.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. We'll just start in a few minutes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here today, right? We'll begin in just a few minutes. Please feel free to ping any questions you have in the chat. Thank you. As I noted here today, for those that just joined, thank you very much for joining. Just to give you an overview of this, and we'll actually just get it going. We'll start with, of course, the overview of the Golden Visa program by Owen Ehlers, right? For those that are here, to better understand the Golden Visa process. I know that's something that a lot of people want to get a better understanding of. And then from there, we'll have an overview of the UAE mainland free zone and offshore setups and estate planning within the corporate structuring sphere by Danie Keizer, who's a company formation specialist at Virtuzone. Virtuzone is the number one company to work with in terms of getting, the visas, getting yourself set up within Dubai. They are the number one company to be working with. We're very proud and excited to be working with them on this as partners. And then from there, we'll have a presentation on Dubai real estate options by Antonina Trokhymenko, who's the head of business development and sales at Sakho Properties. We're very happy to be partners with Sakho Properties. Mamadou Sakho is obviously a legend in his own right, former Liverpool and PSG star and former French International as well, who's now diving deep into real estate in Dubai, and is really providing a high class service to all clients, regardless of where you're from. He's happy to assist you with finding your dream property, your dream investment property, or dream home in Dubai. And so we'll have an overview of that as well from Antonina. And then from there, we'll have a presentation on mortgages as well, mortgage options and the process by Amidi, who's the sales director at at Mortgage Finder as well. He will give us just an overview of the various mortgage options. I don't think there's any better partner to work with respect to mortgages in Dubai than Mortgage Finder. They work with several banking options. They can provide you with very flexible financing options for purchasing real estate in Dubai, and so I think it's very sort of necessary to be joining this session today, right? And of course, this session is being recorded; it'll be shared with everybody as well, right? And so with all those that are registered and as well, post it out there as well. But of course, for those out there, please out there on their live on here live, please feel free to share any questions you have, and then of course. Uh, um, Let us feel free to share this as well with your friends and family as well. I think we'll begin in exactly 1 minute. Exactly 1 minute. We'll start with our presentations. And of course, as I mentioned, if you have any questions, ping it in the chat. We'll answer it either during or perhaps after the presentations from there. And again, thank you all for giving your time again today, and thank you to my panelists as well for joining us here today. Thank you. Okay, excellent. And so I'm going to ask Owen. Hello, Owen, are you there?
I am here. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah. I'm going to share my screen now and share this slide.
Perfect. Thank you.
Please feel free to let me know when to move it ahead, right? From there, but please, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Kweku, for inviting us. We look forward to meeting all of you and answering your questions. We really enjoy this, so thank you very much. If you could just move down a few slides, just to introduce Virtuzone, we've been around for many years in the UAE. We are rated the #1 company. We do many golden visas, company formations, and pretty much we could run your whole company for you, barring what it is you actually want to do. We are the #1 place to come and get information, visas, and things like that. So if you could just scroll down to the golden visas, let me speak about that first of all. Keep going, Danie will speak about that. There we go, thank you. So what is a golden visa? A golden visa was created to help international investors come into the country, invest in property or real estate or companies, whatever they prefer, but also have the ability to come and go as they please. If they want to move their whole family to the UAE, they can, and open bank accounts, of course. There's lots of advantages, tax advantages, etc. This initiative was launched in 2019 to get a lot more people into the UAE, like investors and your smart entrepreneurs and things like that. We have already issued, not us, but the UAE has already issued over 158,000 golden visas and more. We do quite a few of those every month, and we're looking forward to help you with yours as well. If you could move to the next slide, please. So the point of today's discussion is really the easiest golden visa to get, or I should say we make it easy, and that is property. So The idea is for international investors to invest in the UAE through property. And there's a few criteria that you need to tick. Number one is the value of the property. 2 million dirhams in the UAE will get you a 10-year golden visa. Now, the nice thing about a 10-year golden visa is you only have to apply for it once and renew it after 10 years, which means you only have to come to the UAE once every year if you're not planning on coming to visit us a lot more to keep it active. And also, you only have to do the medical tests and things like that once every 10 years, which is fantastic. You can then, like I say, come in and keep your bank accounts. We can open up your bank accounts for you, assist you with that, and that will stay open for the 10 years. Recently, they've introduced some new items, benefits of the golden visa, like you can get discounts on loans from certain banks, and things like that. There are different criteria that I'd like to just touch on to get your golden visa. The easiest, well, we make it the easiest, being the golden visa through property investment. But there's also other ways, like if you earn a salary within the UAE over a certain amount, as you can see there, 30,000 dirhams. But the easiest way is obviously through the 10-year, through the property investment. If you can move to the next slide, please. Right, so let's talk about actually the property investments. Now, there's generally three mechanisms. Number one, to come in, purchase a property for cash, 2 million and above. Number two, you could get a mortgage from the bank. Or number three, you could purchase a property on what's called, I forget what it's called now, but pretty much you could buy a property that's going to be built within 10 years or 5 years or 3 years, and we can already give you the golden visa now based on the value of that property. We can also help you to reevaluate your current property. If the new selling price is above 2 million dirhams, we can also help you evaluate that so that you would then qualify for the property. Important things to note is Dubai is the easiest place to purchase as well as get the golden visa. When you start purchasing property in Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Fujairah and Ajman and these other Emirates, it's a lot more difficult and technical to get the golden visa. So if you're purchasing a property for investment and to get the golden visa, I would say please choose Dubai and make our lives a lot easier. But that doesn't mean we can't help you in the other Emirates. It just means it takes a little bit longer and requires a little bit more effort. What else is there? Right, so the other important thing to note is if you own a property and you're a shareholder of the property, so you go into the property with your brother or your cousin or a fellow business person, then each person's share of the property needs to be above 2 million. If you go into the property with your wife and you've got a valid marriage certificate, or your husband, you are required, we can then give you one golden visa plus one dependency visa. On the subject of dependency visas, you can sponsor your husband, your wife, your parents, the main golden visa, as well as any children. We can help you with that as well. There's age limits, and we require further documents, which we could discuss with you when we do sit and have a discussion with you. What we like to do is keep everything personal. So we would have a one-on-one meeting with you, either online or in our office. And we will explain how it works, what's needed, and why, and what are the benefits. Obviously, if there's families involved, it's a very scary thing to move your whole family to the UAE. And we like to just sit you down and just let you know that it's not that bad. We can help you and facilitate all of this. If you own a property with your partner, husband or wife, and you both want the golden visa, the main golden visa separately from each other, this is also possible. But both shares need to be more than 2 million dirhams. Why do we do this? We do this so that in the worst case scenario, something happens to either one of you, at least the other person is sort of independent and you can carry on while court case proceedings and things like that carry on. Just another service we can offer on top of this is last will and testaments in the UAE. This is quite an important subject when purchasing property. or investing money in the UAE and getting your golden visas. Kweku, can you move down? Sorry, did somebody say something? Kweku, can you go to the next page? All right, so as discussed, the property value needs to be over 2 million dirhams. Previously, there was a minimum amount of a deposit you had to have paid, but we at Virtuzone can work with multiple amounts, and we can facilitate this with you. In terms of properties that are off plan, that are being developed, there is a rule on how much the property has to have progressed, but because it's at 0 or between 0 and 10 doesn't mean it's impossible. Come and see us. We can look at it and see if we can help you. I've already spoken about the spouses parts. If you could move down one. There are multiple visas we can help you with. So just because your property isn't 2 million dirhams, come and see us. We can help you. We've got retirement visas for 5-year-olds. We also have 2-year visas for properties or investments that are around 750,000 dirhams. Let's move one more down. All right, I think that's all from the golden visa side of things. I think I've covered everything. Please reach out to us, come and see us. We look forward to meeting you and helping you with whatever it is you require. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kweku.
Oh, thank you very much, Owen, for that. I see there's a hand from KP. If you don't mind, just texting it in the chat, and then we'll get to it. Thank you very much, KP. I see we have 20 people here. Thank you very much to all those who have joined us here today. Please feel free again to share this with people within your network who may be interested in joining this as well. We're very grateful for those that have given us their time today, right? And I hope that was actually very illuminating for you all. And I think it's very interesting to see and understand what Dubai is offering to those out there to make it easy for you to locate yourself there, attain a visa, a golden visa as well in Dubai. Dubai, as we all know, is really a hub, is really and really the place to be, right? Respect to business and pleasure tourism as well. And I do know that there are a lot of people who are interested in this, right? So yeah, please feel free to share any questions you have, and I'm sure the team will be answering it as well from there. And so I'd like to move on then to Danie. Hello, Danie, are you there?
No, but I think there is one question. Maybe you can answer that.
Sure. Yeah. Will this information be able to assist US-based investors? I think that question, right? Yes, it will. Sorry, I thought I answered that question though. Mary Anokaku, there's a question here. Can you come and see us? I keep hearing. Can you please tell us where your location is? Well, I think they're based in Dubai, but happy to obviously get on a call with you as well. We can schedule meetings with you as well, right? Mary, I hope that helps answer your question. I'll also share my contact here for you as well. Please feel free to reach out to me direct. Okay, I guess Owen, perhaps there's also just a question. How much is this in dollars? I guess we're talking in dirhams. How much is this in dollars? Just to be a bit clear for the clients.
No problem. Let me just get you an answer on that quickly.
No problem. Thank you for that question, Joshua.
It's roughly $545,000 US dollars.
541. Let me put it here.
Minimum investment, yeah.
541,000, right? Dollars USD, right? Okay.
Correct, yeah. And the dollar is hedged. It is fixed to the dirham, so that doesn't vary. Just so that everybody knows.
Okay, for the golden visa, $541,000. Joshua, I hope that you're welcome, very welcome. So thank you all. Then please feel free to keep pinging the questions at any time. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer those in between these presentations, no problem. Of course, we'll also have a time at the end for questions and answers as well. So yeah, Danie, I hope you're available.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. So
Awesome.
perhaps I take it to the beginning, right?
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, well, basically what I would like to start off with, I would like to give you guys a quick sort of idea of what it's like opening up a company in the UAE, and then we can kind of, gradually go through the different kind of structures that we offer out here. UAE, in Dubai in particular, has become one of the global leaders when it comes to business-friendly environments. Things such as, allowing 100% foreign investment and things like that is very, very unique in the GCC and Middle East in particular. We have multiple different structures, and I'm going to kind of give you a brief overview of what they're like. But, from a practicality point of view, I'd rather give you guys examples of what our clients do and kind of what, to give you guys a bit of an idea of exactly how it works. It's one of the main reasons clients come to the UAE is obviously for tax benefits. There's a lot of tax benefits out here, and also for being able to bridge the gap between the East and the West. That is a big part of it. Myself being a South African, I do understand. I have my own company back in South Africa, and I do understand how difficult sometimes it is running businesses in Africa because there's a lot of red tape and there's a lot of political instability and a whole bunch of different things like that. And for that reason, a lot of my clients are African investors coming through to the UAE to have a bit of stability with regards to banking infrastructure. And funny enough, that's not even just for Africa right now. A lot of the European guys and American guys are finding it difficult to transfer money abroad and having the luxury of banking facilities that can accommodate you. And the UAE is perfect for that. So the UAE basically, is a continuous project when it comes to economy. They've started with initially just having normal companies, which were, either completely owned by locals and you could be a part shareholder here. And then they started with free zones, which will allow 100%, foreign investors. And they also introduced, common law jurisdictions so that you can have the ability to set up a company in a common law jurisdiction and not have to comply to Sharia. And we're going to get to that with the estate planning part. But let's get to the main sort of different structures, what we have out here. So in the UAE, we have three main different jurisdictions where you can set up a company. First one is the mainland. Now, if I can have you picture what a mainland company would look like, if you consider a restaurant or a barber shop or anything where you have a shop face where clients come in and you serve the clients of the UAE itself. That is the main purposes of mainland companies. Now, mainland companies are also very good for things such as real estate activities and more complicated structures for which require warehousing and manufacturing and stuff like that. So that's the main purpose of a mainland company. As the slide would suggest, right now, at the moment, they have 100% ownership for mainland companies. So things have changed here. They've become a lot more open and a lot more of a free market sort of economy and setup out here. They have you have freedom to trade wherever. It's basic sort of trading infrastructure, very good banking facilities. And then, so one of the main reasons, if you ever wanted to set up a company to deal directly with government entities, mainland companies are your go-to. Now, we also have the three different corporate structures, the sole proprietorship, civil companies, and limited liability companies, such as you would have anywhere else in the world. The only real difference is UAE is very unique in the sense of you can set up a limited liability company as a sole owner, which also helps with that risk distribution. So one of the main reasons as well why people like coming to the UAE to invest in businesses is that when, for an example, I have a client who struggles to do business with Europe because they don't have a specific license indicating the exact business activity that they will be doing. UAE has over 3,000 different kind of license types, and they keep evolving. So as new things pop up, you can just they will evolve and give you a specific license activity to accommodate your business, which I think is very, very important for you guys who are in the business world. I'm sure that you understand that part. Now, with a mainland company, particularly a Dubai mainland company, you can set up with basically anywhere in Dubai. It has no limits where you can set up. You can get a tenancy contract in any building or anywhere in Dubai. So that's why mainland companies are so great, is because you have the variety of choosing where you want to be and exactly how you want it to run that business. Kweku, can we go to the next one? Perfect. Okay. Now, one of the main sort of attractions that the UAE's had in the past was free zones. The reason why free zones are so attractive to our clients is because it's a safe structure to set up, which kind of bridges the gap between a onshore company, such as a mainland entity, and an offshore company, such as, I'm sure you guys are aware, a lot of offshore jurisdictions, such as your BVI, your Cayman, and those kinds of jurisdictions. Free zone is basically a combination of both. So you have the ability to set up in a very particular jurisdiction. So free zones are locations, they're actual physical locations, and they have their own governing bodies, all under the guidance of the government, but they have their own set of rules and kind of ways of doing things. They have also very specialized free zones. You have free zones that specialize in trading, free zones that specialize in financial activities, free zones that specialize in digital assets, and all kinds of different free zones that we have out here, each one building their rules and regulations and compliance specifically around their speciality and their niche. So when you do come here, we normally have a look at your profile and we say, okay, what is your target market? It's outside the UAE, great. You're maybe trying to set up a trading post to facilitate trade between Africa and America, or Africa and Europe, or anything like that. A free zone company would be ideally suited for you. Also, as the name would suggest, it's a free economic zone, meaning 100% ownership for foreign investors, meaning no locals get involved, you run the business. And most of the free zones here, allow, no capital up payments and all that kind of stuff. So in general, it's a much more cost-effective option when you are moving into the Middle Eastern market. Free zones also have a couple of different, jurisdictions which are governed by common law, which we'll also discuss later in the estate planning part, which might be important for you guys as well. Okay, can we go to the last one, please? Awesome. So offshore company setups or structures are your basic offshore structures like you would have internationally. Everyone is aware of setting up offshore companies in Mauritius or Seychelles or BVI or Cayman Islands, or wherever around the world they offer these offshore offshore structures. The main purpose for offshore structures is to help investors to kind of move away from their local jurisdictions and being able to trade via a very, very tax-friendly sort of jurisdiction. And the UAE has created something very similar. So we have a couple of different offshore jurisdictions in different Emirates, in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, as well as in Ras Al Khaimah. And these offshore jurisdictions are good for the purposes, or for very specific purposes. So if you, for an example, wanted to set up a holding company, very, very cost-effective solution to hold, different assets or different companies, or help to help with the distribution of shares and stuff like that, then offshore companies are definitely for you. They are, though, a little bit difficult to get local banking infrastructure. So for that purpose, or for that reason, we normally set them up with offshore banks as well. And the main reason for that is that one of the most important things to note when you set up a company in the UAE is that to be able to have local banking infrastructure and banking facilities, they require you to have a local ID or residency. So as Owen was speaking about golden visas, if you have a golden visa and you set up a company here, you can use the golden visa. You get an Emirates ID, and we use that ID as a part of the compliance to open up a local bank, which is, very, very important. So if you guys do ever want to come invest here and maybe the golden visa is not the option, These companies that I spoke about previously, the mainland and the freezone companies, can sponsor you as well as either investors or employees of those companies. Now, just, sort of that's like a quick brief overview. Just as you guys, if you guys do have any questions and stuff, I'm happy to assist you guys with setting up that company. But because of time, I want to move over to the last point, which is estate planning. So the main purposes of setting up, or of estate planning within the corporate structuring sphere, the reason people do it is for the pure purpose of creating wealth for legacy. If you want to create generational wealth, the safest way to do it would be through corporate structures. Now, in the UAE, we have multiple different ways of doing this. We have what is called, as your common trusts are, we have those. We also have a particular structure called a foundation, which is a fairly new sort of structure within the UAE. But the UAE has started specializing in this. Foundations are extremely popular out here, and the jurisdictions have catered to them very well. Main difference is being a trust is just a document. Foundation is an active entity that requires management. So if you guys have sort of wealth management or anything like that in mind, or for estate planning purposes, foundations are your go-to. Now, we also have family offices. We have multiple jurisdictions out here that you can set up family offices in, whether they be common, Sharia, or whatever you guys need. We can set them up out here as well. So from an estate planning perspective, structures can vary. They can look very different, and all depending on what you're looking to do. So corporate structures allow you to create that safety net for your family, as well as for yourself as an individual to protect your assets. So how that would normally look is we'd have a foundation set up where you are the founder. Maybe your kids, spouse, or family members would be the beneficiaries. This foundation's pure purpose would be to manage different assets. So you'd have either different companies, subsidiaries set up underneath the foundation. So the foundation would own companies, your companies currently in the US, or companies out here in the UAE or in Africa. And these companies will then be owned ultimately by this foundation. And this foundation can then go further and own, for example, mainland companies, which will own properties out here. And there's different structures on how to do that, but it's a little bit harder to get a mortgage. And I'm sure the mortgage guys will agree, and they will talk about that a bit later. Because that's more commercial mortgages and stuff like that. But if you already have a couple of assets and you want to protect them and manage them, and you want to do it as a company, then yeah, we can create these kinds of structures for you. So yeah, that's the basic sort of kind of part about it. The main sort of governing laws we have out here, we have Sharia, and then we have common law structures such as your ADGMs and the DIFCs. Which are independently governed, and so you never have to worry about that kind of thing. So very, very important, as Owen mentioned as well. If you do ever buy properties, if you do ever open up companies or have any assets in the UAE, it's crucial to double up on having a will and testament in place, or setting up some sort of estate planning structure, as I mentioned, whether it be a holding vehicle or a foundation or a trust or something like that. To help create that legacy wealth. But yeah, that's all from me, guys. I hope you guys have a lot of questions. I look forward to it, and then yeah, feel free to reach out to us if you have any other inquiries.
No, excellent. Thank you very much for that, Danie. And I think the key point that is really generational wealth, right? And setting yourself up for success, and setting up not just yourself, but your family as well for success, right? And I think Dubai has set up the right structures for this, right? Then, of course, Virtuzone is well placed to assist you with putting this all together. I'm just going to touch on some of the questions that just came through right now. KP, I guess, request for one-on-one appointment. Hello, I'm a Liberian American based in the United States, and I'm interested in investing in the UAE. Could you please advise on how to set up a one-on-one appointment? I have shared my email and my WhatsApp number. Please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll schedule a appointment like this with Owen and with Danie as well. I think it is good to perhaps start at that juncture, understand very well how to set this up, and then from there, of course, we can connect you with Antonina from there to find the various properties that fit within your budget and interests. And then, of course, if you wish to utilize a mortgage, we can then connect you with Sam as well and his team at Mortgage Finder, right? So I think I did get an email from you, KP. I will connect you directly with Danie and Owen right after this to schedule a call and move it through that process. So thank you very much for that. So anyone else, please feel free to share that with us, to sort of contact me directly, and I'm happy to connect you with anyone here on the panel that you may be interested in chatting with. Bosaki, hello, thank you for joining us. If you are a British citizen and only want to buy a property, say 750k dirham, one, is that easier? And a question, how do I connect with Owen? I think I answered that question, but perhaps one of you, Danie or Owen, can help me answer that question. If you are a British citizen and only want to buy a property for, let's say, 750,000 dirham, is that easier?
Sorry, I am here. Can you just repeat the question? So a British client, he wants to purchase a property for 750,000 dirhams?
Yes, yes. And I guess he's asking if perhaps is that easier to attain the golden visa or whatnot.
So that's not called a golden visa. That's got a different name, but it's easier to get the golden visa. The process is a lot more streamlined, as they would like more people to do the golden visa. The 750 dirham property, 1,000 property is still possible, but that would be it would just be called a 2-year investor visa. So it would only last 2 years and you'd have to renew it every 2 years, but it's still possible. So take Kweku's number down. Let's set up a meeting and discuss what the best solution is.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Owen.
Sure.
And then I guess a question here from Joshua Hansen. What are the requirements to set up a real estate brokerage company in the UAE? Perhaps Danie, you can help answer that question.
Yeah, sure. So basically any real estate related companies, like I mentioned, between the 3 jurisdictions has to be mainland. Real estate brokerage, so we have a couple of different licenses with regards to brokerage. So a standard real estate brokerage, as you guys would know it, would be called buying and selling brokerage. It's a standard mainland license with which is regulated by our real estate authority called the RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Authority in the UAE. And basically they would approve the license, and then they can help you. Well, we can help you then to facilitate broker cards and broker training and stuff like that. We can set that up actually with what is called a virtual office out here, so you wouldn't have to spend a lot of money on setting up a physical office. So we have particular tenancy contracts to do that. But if you guys do want obviously offices, then I'm sure either the agencies here can help you. I'm not sure if they do commercial real estate. If not, then you guys can also just reach out to us for that. But yeah, it's not too complex to set up a brokerage. A little bit more expensive than your standard license, but yeah, so you can be sponsored under that company as well with your visa. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, Joshua, please feel free to send me a WhatsApp or email, and we can maybe dive a bit deeper into that. I think you asked another question. Okay, let's maybe touch on your question. He said, how much do you think is involved, or I guess what's the cost perhaps involved in that? I guess is the question.
I presume for the brokerage license. So brokerage license should be around, so just for the license itself plus the RERA approval is about 5,000 dirham per approval. So if you're going to do leasing, it will be ×2, but let's just say for the standard brokerage, you're looking at anything between 35 and 40,000 dirham for the license, and then the brokerage cards and stuff like that. We just have to look at visas and things like that for your banking facilities. And then obviously getting you guys tax registered and anything else that the company might need. So yeah, you're looking at a roughly about, between, let's call it 40 to 50,000 dirham should cover you for the initial start. So yeah, and that's including the tenancy contract, which you need as well.
Okay, I think he's asking for the dollar equivalent, which maybe
yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can work it out for you quickly.
Yeah, no problem.
So let's say all in all, including your residency, it's about $13,500, including tenancy contracts and RERA approvals and stuff like that.
Got it. Great. Excellent. Thank you very much, Danie. Let's run through some of the other questions. Mary, I know, thank you very much for joining us here today. What risk should international investors watch out for when entering Dubai? Well, that's perhaps a pointed question. There are no risks. Oh no, of course there are. So perhaps Danie and Owen, I don't know if you can, give some color. What I guess considerations should one think about when entering Dubai as an investor?
I think what's important is due diligence. Check the websites, check for Google reviews, open YouTube, see if the company's real before dealing with them. There's lots of scams out there, unfortunately, and it's not particular to Dubai at all, but just do your due diligence. Deal with bigger companies because they've got an office, they've got people working there. If you can, go to their office, have a meeting at the office, see that it's real before paying any money. You'll be surprised how many people pay without even doing these things. So I would say do your due diligence, check the company ratings, see the Google reviews, make sure that they're real. And if it's got 100, if the company's 5 out of 5, something's wrong. Everybody makes mistakes. It's who can find the solution for that. So I would say just keep an eye on that.
No, great point.
Yeah,
Danie.
From basically an investor's perspective, I think the benefits far outweigh the risk when setting up in the UAE. UAE is a very, very stable economy. It's very safe here. Yeah, we do have scams going out as any other country would, but from a risk perspective, I think know your market. Understand that possibly from a running your business perspective, the UAE is a saturated market as it should be. So if you have a niche product and if you want to do business inside the UAE, speak to guys like us to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And if you're focusing on international business and stuff like that, it's perfect here. There's really no downside. Yeah, as long as you know and understand exactly what you're getting yourself into, and that's why it's important to have guys like Kweku who introduces you to reputable companies to understand what you're getting yourself into for sure.
Excellent. No, thank you very much for that. Of course, that's why we're all on the call here. What we're really trying to do is bring you the best of the best to ensure that you minimize all those risk factors, right? So, of course, Antonina will dive a bit deeper onto the real estate aspect of things, and of course, Sakho Properties is highly recommended as a partner for assisting you with finding the appropriate real estate options out there, and can help you as well navigate the market in terms of finding legitimate real estate developers, highly sought after developers. And this is a highly, credible broker as well, right, within the market. So, very important question. Income, Jay Income, thank you very much. I understand you joined late. Do not worry at all. Thanks for joining us. I guess the question is, do properties need to be purchased outright? I'm assuming, Income, is this are you asking this in terms of getting the golden visa or getting a visa? Perhaps I think that's where the question is coming from. I don't know, Owen, if you can help answer that question. Do properties need to be purchased outright to attain a visa?
So there's 3 mechanisms. The 3 mechanisms are cash, purchase the property in cash, get a mortgage, or buy an off-plan property on their payment plans. I'm sure the real estate guys will discuss this further moving forward, but we can accept all three of those systems. So cash, mortgage, or off-plan purchasing.
Okay, excellent. No, thank you very much for that. There's a question here: how does UAE assess US citizens for mortgages? Perhaps Crystal, if you don't mind, we'll have that answered during the mortgage aspect, but please do not worry. We have that in mind. We'll answer that question for sure, right, for you, right? And then I guess Seth is also asking to be connected with the mortgage team. Yes, no problem at all. I will do that right after here. I've gotten your okay, I think Sam has shared his number here. Yes, no problem. So as well, you can also connect with me directly as well, Seth, and we'll assist you with that, right? Thank you very much, right? And so I see there's some questions around the mortgages, but we'll dive into that after Antonina's presentation. Antonina, I'm going to make you a host right now, and you'll be able to present to us. The floor is yours, Antonina. Thank you.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here today. So just a little bit about myself. I've been here in Dubai for over 5 years, and all my career is more than 9 years in the real estate. And when it comes to the property in Dubai, first of all, everybody, they have fear. And this fear can be a different type. First of all, if I purchase the property, is it gonna be finished or not? The second fear, who gonna manage this property? What negative aspects can I face here in Dubai? So today we're gonna cover all of those. Just for you to understand the map of the UAE and where do we sell and which areas do we cover. So if we look on the map, we have different emirates. So we have Abu Dhabi Emirate, that is also has a lot of potential right now. We do sell properties here. Then we come to the Dubai. And when it comes to the Dubai, you can see that here is more than 200 or 300 different developers that build. And of course, not all of them has a good reputation. And the next emirate that is developing right now, it's called Ras Al Khaimah, where, if you heard, they're building the first in the GCC casino that's gonna open in 2 years in Al Marjan Island. Okay, so when it comes to the purchasing the property in Dubai, you need to understand there is different types. So let's say one type is when you buy ready-to-move property, and you can rent it out immediately. So when it comes to the ready-to-move property, you need to be ready that you need to pay full 100% down payment. Also in Dubai, you're gonna pay only one-time registration fee. It's 4% to Dubai Land Department. In Abu Dhabi, it's 2%. In Ras Al Khaimah, it's 4%, but you pay it after the building is ready. Yeah. So basically, if you want to buy property under construction, you're gonna have the payment plan, and for the property under construction, it's not possible to get the mortgage. So just to differentiation, ready to move property, you're eligible for the mortgage. Off plan, you need to pay the payment plan, and I'm gonna show you a few examples. And in 2-3 years, you're getting the new property, and you can rent it out or you can live in. I'm gonna show you just a few examples of the payment plan and how it looks, for you to have the better idea. So let's take the apartment 2-bedroom. I'm trying to zoom it in so you can see it. Just a moment. Yeah. So basically also for the pricing, yeah, as we mentioned before, in Dubai, the starting prices is right now, you can get still in the old building ready to move property for, let's say, $150,000, $130,000. But that kind of property, it's really hard to resell after, but it's still gonna make you profit. Yes, so if we're speaking about the new projects, new buildings, the starting price for the studio apartment will be around 170, 200,000 dirham. I will start just from the studio for you to understand how it looks. Just a moment. Just give me some time. A lot of projects here. Okay. Just sorry. Okay, I'm gonna come to it after. Let's continue on another payment plans. So let's say we having the payment plan from the developer. There are different type of the payment plans. So if you're talking about the off-plan property, that means that you're gonna pay first down payment. That will be 20%. 20% of the value of the property. So let's say here we have the price for the 2-bedroom apartment, 1.8 million dirham. In dollars, it's 516. This is exactly the price that covers the golden visa. For the investor visa, it's enough to invest $210,000. So if you can see from this payment plan, the first booking installment will be $103,000. Then you pay 4% registration fee, that is around $20,000, and then you continue the payment plan. In that case, you will pay 2.5% every month, and then on the completion, you will have to pay 30%. In that case, the payment plan is 70-30. If we want to get something smaller and with a different payment plan, we can look on other projects. So let's move to the townhouse, let's say. Basically in Dubai, you can buy a nice townhouse for the price for also $543,000. It will be 2 or 3 floors with the garden, with the parking for your cars, with the 3 beds. And here is detailed plan. So basically this kind of townhouses, they have a very good appreciation. So basically if you buy it now for 543, when the project is ready, you can easily sell it for $650,000. And if you look on the payment plan, okay. Sorry, my computer. Yeah. So yeah, and basically the payment plan can be different from case to case. And you can choose sometimes even the post-handover payment plan. That means that you pay during construction 70%, and then after completion, you're gonna pay the remaining. So this kind of property, another project, like let's say Golf Greens, this kind of apartment will cost $300,000. So it's like in the golf course, and the payment plan for it also very flexible. It's only 1% per month. So here we have booking, $65,000. Then you pay 4% DLD, $13,000, and then every month you covering $3,200. Then will be 13% again, and in the completion it will be 30%. So you just need to understand to every property price you always add 4% DLD. When your property is ready, you don't need to pay any taxes. When you resell your property, same, you don't pay taxes. The new buyer gonna pay 4% again to the Dubai Land Department. When it comes to the ready property, it's very easy to control because all data here in the UAE is being recorded. So I'm just going to show you the example. This is the building that we purchased, one studio apartment with the clients. the price 2 years ago was 700,000 dirham. Right now, people selling for 850. So basically, it's very similar to the brochures that you see in the project. You're getting always completed apartment. You don't need to buy anything inside. Always you will have kitchen appliances. It's going to be finishing, and all the time you will have the parking slot. For the studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, you will have 1 parking slot that belongs to you. And for the 3 bedroom, you will have 2 parking slots. So when it comes to the rent, it's also very easy to check. We can check the same building. We can put rent. So it was Westwood for studio. Remember, we purchased this with the client for 700 dirham. Right now, people renting the same studio, apartment studio, 66, 60, 58. So basically the average ROI for the property in Dubai, it will be around 7% net after all expenses. So what kind of expenses you can have as an owner of the property? It's going to be service charge. Service charge, this is the payment for the security, for the maintenance, for the lobby, and all buildings in Dubai, they have it. They have gym, they have swimming pool, and they have workers who work on the site. How we calculate the service charge? Every building has different service charge, depends on quality and depends of the status of the building. So let's say for the standard building in Dubai, the service charge will be 16 dirham per square feet. How do we calculate it? We take the size of the property. So let's say 436 square feet, multiply 16, and we're gonna have 6,900 dirhams. In dollars, in dollars, it will be only 1,800 dirhams per year. So this is gonna be your only one expenses as the owner. When you have tenant is paying the bills. So they're paying electricity, they're paying for the gas and all the stuff. In terms of the purchasing the off-plan and secondary, people ask what will be the best solution for me. Everything depends on your needs. So basically, if you have right now, let's say ready $200,000, of course, I'm going to recommend you to buy ready property, and if you're eligible for the mortgage, go for it, because your tenant gonna cover your installments. Yeah, if let's say you know that you have steady income and you're ready to pay the payment plan, better go for the payment plan, because in a few years you will get completely new building. Usually this kind of properties, they having the capital appreciation, and it's around 10% per year. I think this is it from me, and I would like to answer the questions in case I didn't cover topics, because if we will go more deep, it will be more in a private, so I would be happy to connect with you and to find for you the best solution and the best way how to invest. Again, yeah, just to mention, 750,000 dirham, it's a minimum amount for you to be eligible to have the investor visa. This type of investor visa, it's valid for 2 years if you still have your property as an owner, and then you just can renew this visa. Yeah, in terms, if you want to sell your property, of course, first you need to cancel your visa, and then you will be able to sell your property, because your property is being blocked because you're using the visa under it. Yeah, so I think I'm finished and I'm ready to answer the questions.
Excellent. No, thank you very much for that in-depth, presentation. I think that was a very excellent overview, and what people need to know and need to hear. And of course, as noted, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my details again in there. If you wish to have a one-on-one meeting with anyone here, please advise. Right. I guess there is a question here again from KP. Investment requirements for UAE visa options. Hello, could you please provide details on the property price required to qualify for the 5-year visa and the 10-year visa? What is the minimum investment needed to obtain the golden visa? And what are the specific terms for each option? Thank you.
Yeah, so as I mentioned again, if you're buying the property in Dubai, you can get only two types of visa. First type of visa is for the 2 years. It's called investor visa, and the minimum value of the property should be 750,000 dirham or $210,000. There is no visa for the 5 years based on the property. There is another type, golden visa. You should invest minimum 2 million dirham. Also, you need to understand the difference between those two visas. If you have the property and it costs 210,000, you got your investor visa, you need to come to Dubai every 6 months. If you have the property and the value is 2 million dirham, you will have it for the 10 years, and it's not necessary to come to Dubai. So this is another differentiation. If, let's say, you want to buy off-plan property under construction, and the value is 2 million or 500 something thousand dollars, you didn't even finish your payment plan, you didn't pay it fully, you're still eligible to get golden visa, but not for the every property. There is specific list of the developers who are eligible for this golden visa, and also it depends on the construction status. Let's say you buy the property now, and you also need to understand how the sales goes in Dubai. If you buy off plan, only after 6 months they start construction work. So let's say you already paid 40% and just workers came on site. In that case, Dubai Land Department will not issue the visa. But if you're buying not a big building, the developer is building pretty fast, and let's say in 6 months we already can see, let's say 20% of the construction or 15% of the construction, sometimes the Dubai Land Department can already issue for you the visa, even without paying this 2 million in total. But it's case from case, and if your task is to get the golden visa on the property off plan, you need to tell us from the beginning, because we're just gonna advise you few developers with whom you will be able to complete the task.
Thank you very much for that. That's very in-depth. And KP, I hope that helped answer you. And of course, Owen and Danie will be happy to assist you with that one-on-one discussion as well, to go a bit deeper into that as well, right? So we'll schedule that for you as well. Amber, thank you very much for joining, Amber. Can you send me this information via email? Yes, we're happy to share the recording with you, and I'll share the decks as well with those that have registered. So no problem at all. We'll share that information with you. And of course, if you want any more information, feel free to reach out to me direct as well. And again, I'll put my details in the chat as well for all of you to be able to reach out to me direct, right? Let me just put that in there now again. So feel free to reach out. And then Joshua. Joshua asks, what's the minimum price for a studio apartment in any good location for investment purposes, please?
Yes, that's why I now opened that file. This is the example of one of those studios. The location is Dubai Land. I'm going to show you where it's located. It's around 20 minutes drive from the downtown. And in that location, you have the biggest universities in Dubai and 30,000 students. So for sure, it's going to be rented out. And also the Silicon Oasis is close. It's a free zone with a lot of companies. Yeah, so I'm just gonna move to the dollars. So for you, it will be easier. Okay, so we are looking at the studio. The completion will be in 3 years. And the price, I'm gonna try to, the price is $191,000. So in that case, I'm just gonna make it a bit bigger for you. In that case, how your payment plan gonna look? You're just gonna pay for the reservation $28,000. Also, don't forget about DLD 4% registration fee. Yes, it was going to be 7,640. Then you need to complete in 30 days another 10%. It will be $19,000. And then you have your payment plan. In May, June, July, August, September, you continue to pay 1%. And then in the end of the construction, in the February, you will pay another 10%. And when the building is ready, March 2027, you need to cover $76,000, or on that stage, you can get the mortgage. Yes, so basically on that stage, you're already eligible for the mortgage because the property is ready, and now you can rent it out, and some of the installments your tenant gonna pay for you, or sometimes, or even like usually, if you are able to pay the down payment, let's say more than $50,000. In that case, some of developers, they give discount. It's not a big discount, but it can be 4%, sometimes 5%. That can be helpful. So if you have more for the down payment, of course, it's always better because it's the case for the negotiation, even with the developers here. Yes, so coming to your question, right now in this market, the good studio will be $200,000, one with all the additional payments.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Joshua. I hope that answers your question. Again, we can connect you directly with Antonina to go into a lot more detail. She said, so say I have $190,000. Can I start a good studio investment?
Yes, of course. Even
Okay.
if you already have 50,000 and you know that you can pay the payment plan, it's already possible. So basically we are speaking, if you look on the map of Dubai, I'm just gonna zoom it for you. We are speaking about those kind of locations here. It's academic city, international city. You just use this road and you're in downtown. So it's not more than 20 minutes. Also, another good location, and actually my favorite, it's here, Discovery Gardens. It's still not expensive much, but it's very good strategically located between two palms. So, and also the biggest airport. Here comes the Al Maktoum Airport. I don't know if you're aware about it. So right now we have DXB Airport. It's here. And the capacity, it's 90 million passengers per year. This airport, it's gonna be able to maintain 260 million passengers per year. So those locations right now are very popular for the buyers and investors who've been in the market long time because they understand the value. And also the new Palm Jebel Ali, and the idea of the Emirates to connect Dubai and Abu Dhabi. We have the rail, we have everything. And here you're very close to the sea as well. So we still can find here a good studio, let's say for 210, 220. But this kind of projects, they get sold very fast. So don't be upset if we don't find now, but every 2 months, we need just to be ready. And the best price, it's on the launch date. So it's kind of the marketing strategy in Dubai. They announce about project, they give pricing to the agents, and then you need to put expression of interest. That means that you need to give some amount of money, let's say $10,000 to the developer account, and you stay in the line to get the cheapest unit. Sometimes when they say the project is launched, none of the apartment is available, especially if it's cheap, especially if it has a good value. That's why I always recommend to go for the new launches and to buy on the pre-launch time, just to be ready to be first and to get the best unit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, I'm sorry, Antonina. My apologies. I think I want Sam to just go on just because he is also crunched up on time. Perhaps we'll answer some of these questions right after his presentation.
Yeah. No problem. Just one last question about the freehold and leasehold. So we sell only in the freehold. You will be the complete owner, so don't worry about this. Thank you, everyone, for the presentation. Yeah, you can be in touch with me through our contact, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, excellent. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I've just reclaimed it now. Yes, and please, if you, I know some of you definitely want to be in contact with her, please just reach out to me. I will put you in direct contact with her. Okay. We're partners with Sakho Properties, very proud partners, and you can see she's a big expert in this field, and is very well versed, right, in this field, right, can give you the necessary expertise. Thank you very much, Sam. My apologies. I know you're the last, not certainly not the least. Very, very important aspect here. I'm very happy to be having you on here, having Mortgage Finder on here. So, please, the floor is yours.
Pleasure being on, and good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are. It's always the least mortgages, unfortunately, so we'll get into it. In terms of what we'll cover off, I'll tell you a little bit about who we are in terms of Mortgage Finder. I like to always give people a bit of market insights, in particular about transaction sales, mortgages, how it's progressing throughout the market compared to kind of other economies. And then what qualifies you for a mortgage, which I'm assuming is what most of you would like to know and understand. In terms of Mortgage Finder, so we are a property finder business. So I think I saw Antonina actually share the Property Finder portal. You see that mortgages tab at the top right-hand corner. That's actually Mortgage Finder, the longest trading mortgage intermediary in the market. We have got well over 20 years plus of experience. We're partnered with every bank on the market. And as you can see, we've processed well over 100,000 applications. So with our team, you're in safe hands with expert advice. Next slide, please, Kweku. So in terms of the transactions and kind of the year-on-year growth, so I'd like to kind of share some of this chart so everyone can see how in particular, we're looking at the ready segment of the market, because generally speaking, mortgages normally transact within that segment. However, we do off-plan financing, and I'll talk about that shortly in a second. As you can see, the transaction market in kind of ready sales has grown year on year. In actual fact, if you look at it from 23 to 24, we've seen an 11% increase. However, if you look at the mortgage transaction, and the reason for we're seeing so much growth for this is because a lot more people are becoming savvy with the fact that they can take financing to purchase their transactions, to help facilitate it, and are able to kind of spread some of their cash among multiple properties. So now 1 in 2 ready transactions actually are applied with a mortgage. You compare that to 2023, it's about 40%, and in 2022, it's about 37%. 2025 so far, we're seeing a similar trend as 2024. It's around about the 52% mark, give or take. So we're seeing continual growth, and non-residents do play a part in that segment of the market. So I think there's a couple of questions about whether you're a US applicant, you live in the US, you've got US residency. Yes, absolutely. As long as you're not from a sanctioned country, then we can facilitate a mortgage for you for as long as your profile meets the criteria of the banks. Next slide, please. And so what's the key motivations behind people wanting to purchase a property? Obviously, from an investor's perspective, it's generally return of investment, want to look to lease the property, or they want to look to potentially flip it at some point in the future. But we're seeing a lot more people that actually move into the UAE, obviously obtaining golden visas, looking to stay here for the long term because of the stability, the economy, and plus, it's becoming a lot more of a family environment. 30% of people said, they want to take advantage of the property appreciation in the market. And 12% of people have said the low mortgage rates compared to rent. So we are seeing, in compared to some of the Western economies, the UAE market itself, in terms of mortgage interest rates, are slightly cheaper. So it's a good time to take out a mortgage. It's similar to what someone said earlier. The dirham is pegged to the dollar, and same way with the kind of central bank here is pegged to the central bank and the Fed in the US. So organically, as they drop rates, you see rates here dropping as well at the same time. Next slide, please. And so as I mentioned, 1 in 2 home buyers are opting to get a mortgage when they're purchasing their properties. So off-plan financing. So off-plan financing is something that we can support with. There is only 1 or 2 bank options in the market that will support for non-residents. For residents, there's about 3 or 4. And the developers you see there, which is 12 developers, we are able to finance them for certain projects. Just a couple of key points to note: the construction needs to be a minimum if you're purchasing it off plan at 30% as the primary owner. If it's an off plan resale, it needs to be 40% construction. However, you need to have paid in 50% down payment yourself. So slightly different to ready properties, which we'll talk about in a second. But for off-plan, it's a central bank rule. You need to pay 50% down yourself, and the other 50% a bank can finance. Next, please. Okay, so this is an interesting chart, and I like to go through this because whilst you see the EBOR rate, which is the central bank rate in the UAE, continue to increase, you see that the transactions of mortgages also increase. Now, if you compare that to a Western economy like the US or the UK, it's the complete polar opposite. So as the kind of central bank rates continue to increase, you see transactions and sales start to decrease. So it kind of indicates a stable market, indicates a market that's buoyant, that's in its own bubble as such. And as I said, it continues growing year on year. We're already 27% up this year, so we don't see this market slowing down anytime soon. But watch this space, we'll wait and see what happens. Next slide, please, Kweku. So what kind of customers we offer support for? So we cover all segments: self-employed, salaried, resident, non-resident, whether it's residential, commercial, you're looking at off-plan financing. We do cover all segments. So, you know, we can discuss those on an individual basis. And the next slide, please. And the residency, so the golden visa, I think Owen rightly mentioned that there's three ways of obtaining a golden visa for property ownership. One of them is you can obtain a mortgage. So you purchase a property at 2 million, you put your down payment down, which is typically about 35 to 40% as a non-resident. The rest of it you can finance through a bank, so the 1.2 to 1.3 million, and you will still qualify for a golden visa. So we're seeing a lot more investors or non-residents look to utilize and take advantage. You can call it a bit of a loophole. I look at it as a bit of an opportunity. And as we see, you know, the potential for rental and kind of appreciation, both from a property perspective, but also from a rental yield. We're seeing, you know, rents are not slowing down. They continue to increase. So whilst rents are increasing, property pricing and rates are continuing to decrease. It's creating a much larger advantage and better return of investments for investors. Next slide, please. So things you need to know. This is for the self-employed clients, and I'll briefly cover this off in a second. But for an employed segment customer, as long as you've been in your role for a minimum of 6 months, and your salary is equivalent to 25,000 dirhams or more, which is roughly about $6,500, $7,000. Yes, you can qualify for a mortgage here as an employed applicant. For self-employed, which is generally a majority of our non-resident clients that we deal with, your business should be operating for at least, generally speaking, for 1 year. There are options of doing it for 6 months as well. It's just slightly more pricey. Lenders require financial audits or 6 to 12 months bank statements, as well as a trade license. And then they will base your loan eligibility based on your average of your last 2 years net profits, so profit after tax, or your last 6 months credit turnover. So they'll look at your average running balance in your bank account. As long as it's above, ideally 40,000 dirhams or more per month over the last 6 months, you can qualify. However, as I mentioned, you can also qualify if it's 25,000 dirhams equivalent to per month or more. Okay. In terms of down payments, so for resident, typically it's 20% down payment, depending on the property value. But for a non-resident, it's typically 35 to 40% is the down payment. However, here's an advantage of a golden visa. If you've got a golden visa, there is a bank that will allow you to finance the property at 25% down payment. So great advantage there. And I think Owen rightly mentioned as well, there are slightly cheaper pricing with a couple of banks if you're a golden visa holder. Quickly, next slide. I think it might be it, actually. Cool. So look, as I said, I'll try to give a holistic overview. Mortgages is a very detailed conversation. There's a lot we need to understand about your circumstances to ensure that you can qualify for a mortgage. However, you know, we are getting a lot more traction for mortgages, in particular for non-residents. So if you have any questions, my QR code's there, or you can contact Kweku directly. Drop me a line, drop me a message. We'll connect you with one of the team, and we'll be happy to help.
Thank you very much for that, Sam. Excellent presentation, and I think very necessary. And you know what I like, you know, about all of this really is that it's quite holistic, right? In terms of what Dubai has put together. Obviously, what you all have also put together in terms of right? Working cohesively together to assist the client with setting up themselves there in country, being able to find the appropriate properties within their budget, and then being able to finance that as well, right? And so truly, we're truly grateful for the type of panel that we have here today as well. And so I think for the last 10 minutes or so, we'll touch on a few questions. But as I mentioned before, please feel free to reach out to me here. We will send the recording to everybody as well on who's on here today. Thank you very much, and of course to those who also registered as well, we'll send the recordings to them as well for you to review as well, right? I think Joshua has one question here regarding mortgages. Sam, if you're still here, but what's the mortgage payment plan for non-residents? How many years are these mortgages typically?
That's a good question. So in terms of a mortgage term, you can go up to 25 years, depending obviously on your age. So for an employed applicant, you can go up to the age of 65. For self-employed, up to the age of 70. In terms of products, it's quite similar to more of a UK market where they offer you 2, 3, 4, 5-year fixes. If you're going for off-plan financing, then it's often a variable rate product. But yeah, so as I mentioned, typically you can go up to 25 years as a maximum. It just depends on your age and your circumstances.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I think there's a question here from Mary. With the golden visa, how often can one visit Dubai in a year?
Mary, you would be considered a resident, so you can visit as many times as you want and as often as you want.
Excellent. And I guess Joshua had a question regarding leasehold or freehold, and I know someone else asked that question. What is on offer in Dubai?
I can answer that question. So 90% of Dubai or the UAE is pretty much freehold. So most properties that you buy, you will own yourself, which is fantastic for investors, obviously.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. No, thank you very much. And I thank you to the 20 plus. I know we had at the height of it about 25 or so people on here. Thank you to everybody here who joined as well. I don't know, perhaps we'll just end with a few parting words from each person and then we can close it from there. So perhaps we'll start from the top. Owen, from your side, any closing words?
Thank you very much to everybody. It's good to meet you. Let's connect. In the UAE, we all considered as a big family. We like to help each other out. Thank you, Sam, Antonina, and Kweku. Appreciate your time, everybody. Ciao. Thank you.
Cheers. Danie.
Yeah, thanks for the time, guys. Appreciate you guys sitting through our presentations. But yeah, feel free to connect. And thanks again, Kweku, guys, for the opportunity.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Antonina.
Yes, thanks everyone. Guys, don't wait. Start to invest today because just from my example, I invested 2 years ago. I purchased for the 550. Now the minimum price is 700. Yeah, next year it will be minimum price 800,000 dirham. It's keep growing, so don't miss the opportunity and connect. Thanks.
Wow. Okay, fantastic. Good to know. Yes. Buy now. Dubai just keeps getting hotter and hotter, figuratively and literally. Sam, please.
Thank you, Kweku. Thank you to all the speakers as well. Thank you all for the opportunity. Please do not hesitate to get in contact with us. I know mortgages can sound quite daunting. We'll make it as seamless as possible for you all. Honestly, it's not that daunting. Let us take the pressure off you, support you, reach out to Kweku, and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Fantastic. Thank you all for the time. Thank you to the panelists for your time and your knowledge. And thank you to everybody that spent some time with us here today. I know that I see that there's some very serious people here in the chat. So feel free to reach out to me. I'm on WhatsApp or on email. I will definitely connect you to the right person. Anyone here, they're all very ready and able to chat with you and help you, with your dream purchase. So again, thank you, everybody. And enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. Cheers. Bye-bye.